should grab my jacket. A little too late now. Yeah, I know my house is right there, but I'm already in the car. I'm buckled in. It's too late. You know, I've been thinking, just looking at all of the videos that are on my channel, I do a lot of these like vlogs inside my car. And I don't think it's a bad thing. It's where I feel the most comfortable, and I'm literally always in my car as I'm going to work. So it just makes sense. You know, and I've realized that if I ever wanted to do like daily vlogging, the majority of it will be in my car, because that's just where I'm at the most, and honestly that's where I'm most comfortable. Question for you guys: if you see my last video, please let me know what you guys thought of it. I definitely was trying something new with that, and I'm actually kind of excited on how that came out, but I'm not 100% sure of like if it was good, or you know, like I know people tell me it was good, and I love the way it looks, but as a creator, I'm always just second guessing myself, you know. So for me, I don't really know how good of a video that really was, which is stupid because I should not be relying on other people's opinions to know my self-worth and what my, you know, if my video quality is good or not. I know, it's stupid. I get it. But the main reason why I bring it up is because the last video, actually the last 3 videos, have to me a different quality to them, and that's because, well, I'm using a brand new camera. If you follow me on Instagram, you already know what camera I use, or what camera I bought, I should say. That's the GH5. I made the announcement on Instagram about over a month ago, maybe 2, and it's a camera that I've kind of had my eye on for a while. Well, I ended up selling my GH5, and I ended up selling my Sony RX100 Mark 6. Mark? Oh God, no! Now you can't even see me. You know, I gotta find a better like car mount system for my cameras, because this shit keeps happening. I swear. Wait, there's my beautiful face. And I am still pretty overexposed. And actually, no, there we go. I was just in the sun. So yeah, I ended up selling, you know, those 2 cameras, the RX100 version 6 and the XH1, which both of those cameras were really, really good cameras. Like, I still kind of, sort of regret selling the RX100, but, you know, if I really want to start being more of a filmmaker and a content creator, I need something that is just better suited for me all around, and not just for vlogging. That's why I ultimately ended up going with the GH5. Don't get me wrong, the XH1 was also a very, very amazing camera, and I was really, really happy with the quality that that camera produced, as far as like the Eterna profile, filming on the classic chrome. Like, those are all great profiles that I love shooting on. But I also want to learn more about, you know, like color grading, which I was able to color grade the F-Log in the XH1, but it being 8-bit, well, it was a little hard to really push my coloring to the point where I wanted it to be. Which, granted, that probably was more of like a me thing, just being kind of stupidly over analytical. So I probably shouldn't have really gotten rid of that camera, but you know what? I did, and I'm extremely happy just with this month alone of really testing out this GH5. You know, it's a solid camera. Now, you know, the one thing that I really, really love about this camera, and the one thing I kind of like, I mean, there's many things, but one of the main things that really drew me, wow, I can't talk, I need to eat. One of the main things that really drew me to this camera was the fact that it has that articulating screen. I mean, yeah, going back to the XH1, I could have still probably used that camera with my RX 106, but why do I want to use two cameras? You know, one with an articulating screen, the other for my cinematic stuff. I want a camera that can combine both of those into one. A camera that I can hook up my microphone to, as well as check my exposure. If I could trade in two cameras for one that can do both of the things that those two cameras can do, it's a no-brainer. Honestly. You know what, another thing that I really like about this camera that I'm like super excited for is the fact that it has a full HDMI out. That's huge. It's not no micro plug-in. It's a full HDMI plug-in, which is great because I have tons of those. You know, I don't have a whole lot of the micros. And honestly, those micros keep breaking on me, so I was kind of fed up with that. Like, that's not cool, you know? And the fact that this camera has it, it's pretty badass. I know it's gonna make my job easier, especially when I'm planning on doing, you know, some like documentaries or, I really want to film again this breakdance competition as soon as things start getting better, which would be pretty cool. Like, I'm excited. I am so excited for this camera. I'm still kind of learning like the ins and outs of how to properly use this camera, like how to set up exposures, how to read the zebras, and how to set those up as well. Like, there's a lot goes into this camera that I'm still learning, but just based off of the last video that I posted the last video last week, it was like on Friday or something. That video, for me just kind of being an amateur and just messing around in the mountains with my friend, it turned out a lot better than I was expecting, which is kind of cool. So I'm really excited to see where this camera takes me. Wrap. Speaking of where things are going to take me, I need to go to work because it's 10 till and I gotta clock in. I got a busy day. I got a busy week. I got a busy life. I'll be right back. Alright. Bam! Using a, yeah, I don't know if this is gonna work. I'm using right now a hand sanitizer bottle to prop it up. I don't think that's good. But you know what? I don't got time to really waste. I gotta go home and eat. I'm starving. Luckily, I don't live too far away from my job. Can you see me? You can see me. Come on. You know, I love this camera. Don't get me wrong. This camera is amazing, but there are a few gripes that I do have with it. If you can't tell, the autofocus is a pretty big one. But honestly, I think I could live with it. Like, the autofocus is like bad, but it's not terrible. I think that if I'm using it in like a like in a professional setting, I'll probably end up using the manual focus, or I'll probably have my focus box just a lot smaller, so that way the subject is in focus. The face detect, like, it's decent, but it's not great. It's definitely not great. You don't know what this stuff is? You're missing out. This is pozole. The wife made it this time with turkey instead of chicken or pork like she normally does. Honestly, not bad. I like it. I can't even tell if I'm in frame. I don't think I am all the way. Let me tilt you back a little bit. All right, there you go. Can you see me? Much better. I really need a wider lens for this guy. So I've been rocking the 25mm f1.7, which is a great lens. Cheap, but it's not wide enough for me. Definitely need something a lot wider because I got too much personality to be in the shot, and that's why I gotta go wider. So aside from like the autofocus being one of the biggest issues, the only other thing that I don't really care for with this camera is that I can't use true 10-bit footage inside DaVinci Resolve. Apparently I have to upgrade to the studio version, which is $300 in order for me to even use the 10-bit color feature that the GH5 has. So instead, I am forced to use Premiere Pro, which is fine because I'm paying for the Adobe Creative Suite anyways. It's just I don't really like Premiere Pro, and I don't really know how to use it that well. This camera's forcing me to, well, learn it. At least until I can afford the studio version of DaVinci Resolve. Look, I know, I get it. Total first world problems. The free video editing software that I'm using can't edit footage from my new fancy camera, so I have to use the paid version that I don't like using. I know. I get the hypocrisy. I know. Like I said, first world problems. But the thing is, I really enjoy DaVinci Resolve. Like, it's easy for me to use. I'm sure Premiere Pro will be easy too. It's just something that I gotta learn. Oh, log footage. I forgot to tell you about the log footage. So unfortunately, the GH5 doesn't come with the Panasonic Vlog by default. I actually have to pay for that, which is another $100. I don't think I'm going to do that because I don't really have $100 and I just bought a new camera, so can't really afford that at the moment. But the CNED, if you watch my last video, like, that's pretty decent. Like, I'm still learning how to expose the footage and whatnot using the CNED profile, but I have to say, just the one time that I was able to use it for that, cinematic short, I was pretty impressed. This camera, like, seriously, I am so excited to have it. It's definitely going to inspire me for, just creating. And this year is going to be the year where I hit this channel full force. This camera combined with my X-T3 are going to be the cameras that I use to get to where I want to be. Oh, I got so many plans in the works, with this camera. Oh, I'm excited. With all that being said, I feel like this is the year where I finally am comfortable enough to really push myself creatively and get this YouTube channel off of the ground. I'm determined to put the same amount of energy into my YouTube channel as I'm doing with Instagram because I just want to create. And now I have my dream photography camera and my dream video camera. Like, there's no reason why I shouldn't be creating. So let's do it. Alright everybody, I know this is a short vlog. I gotta head back to work. Unfortunately, I'm still doing that full time until, bigger things come. So with that being said, thank you for watching and I'll catch you on the next one. Love, peace, hair grease. Stay greasy, everybody.